Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Specialist Chavez. Today I'll be giving a class on practicing noise, light, and litter discipline. Task number 071 Charlie Oscar Mike 0815. This is in accordance with STP 21-1 SMCT. Now, before we begin, I need to go over a couple admin things. If anybody needs to use the latrine, it is located through the door behind you. And for exits, right now we're in an enclosed fence area, but there is a fence door to the back right of the classroom. So if anybody needs to leave, it is through there. Overall risk today is low, but there are a few things that we need to consider. First thing is the heat. It is hot today. Even though the sun is down a little bit, it is still hot out here. Make sure that you're drinking water and the proper uniform for the heat category today, and taking breaks if you need to. Second is wildlife. So there's a lot of wildlife out here. There are geese, possums, raccoons, rabbits, dogs. If you come in contact with any of these things, just leave them alone, go the other way. If you don't bother them, they shouldn't bother you. Tripping, so there is a lot of grass. There's a lot of holes in the grass. You might not be able to see them, so just be cognizant of where you're stepping. And we don't want to see any twisted ankles out here today. And make sure that your boot laces are tucked in so you don't trip over your own laces. Last risk we need to consider is drowning. There is a body of water behind us. We are in the fence, as was stated before, so please refrain from going out there and going near the body of water. Drowning is a risk, especially with the gear that we have today. We are a green army, just want to say, so remember to reduce, reuse, and recycle. Place any trash in the proper receptacles, pick up after yourselves out here, okay? In case of an active shooter situation, we're going to implement the run, fight, and hide method. Hopefully we won't have to do that today. At the end of this, you are going to be evaluated at the end of the instruction, and you will receive a go or no go. I'm going to now proceed to read the conditions. Conditions. You are a member of a mounted or dismounted element conducting a tactical mission and have been directed to comply with noise, light, and litter discipline. Enemy elements are in your area of operation. Some iterations of this task should be performed in MOP 4. We will not be doing this in MOP 4 today. Standards: prevent enemy from locating your element by exercising noise, light, and litter discipline at all times. Special conditions are none. Now we are going to conduct our pre-combat check and pre-combat inspection. So if everybody could take out the gear that you were told to bring today so that I can visually inspect that everybody has it on them. You should have your canteen, your ID tags, poncho, and a flashlight. So if everybody could hold those up so I could see. Okay, thank you. All right. I'm going to proceed to read off the performance steps. Exercising noise discipline. Avoid all unnecessary vehicular and foot movement. Secure metal parts to prevent them from making noise during movement. So I'm going to demonstrate that you need to tape down your ID tags and your canteen so that they do not rattle and make noise. So you're going to get your ID tags, get the tape, and wrap them around like that. Ensure that they are stuck together and that they do not make any noise. Same goes for your canteen handle. Tape it down so that it does not make any noise or rattle. Do not obstruct moving parts of weapons or vehicles with tape or when you're trying to tape anything down. Avoid all unnecessary talk. Use the radio only when necessary. Set the radio volume so that only you can hear it. And you're going to use visual techniques to communicate. Moving on to exercising light discipline. First, do not smoke. Smoking cigarettes can alert the enemy to your position through smell or from the light that it gives off. Conceal flashlights and other light sources so that the light is filtered. So example, under a poncho. So get your flashlights, put your poncho over it, and turn on your flashlight. You can see that it dims the light a lot, and the enemies wouldn't be able to see your light as easily. And it filters out the light for you. Cover or blacken anything that reflects light, for example, glass, vehicles, metal surfaces. Conceal vehicles with equipment available and natural camouflage. Moving on to exercising litter discipline. Establish a litter collection point. So empty food containers, empty ammunition cans, boxes, old camouflage, anything else when occupying a position. Verify that all litter has been collected and rounded up before you leave. And take all the litter with you when you are leaving a position. Are there any questions over anything that I just went over? Okay, thank you. So give me 1 second while I go to my notes. I will now allow you to practice the task, and I will be walking around to ensure that everybody is doing this properly. You all have 5 minutes to practice. Are there any questions? Okay, thank you. Now that you all have had time to practice, we are going to be going on to the evaluation phase. The assessment phase, excuse me. I'm going to read off the task again so that you all know what to do. Conditions. You are a member of a mounted or dismounted element conducting a tactical mission and have been directed to comply with noise, light, and litter discipline. This training product can be used, Enemy elements are in your area of operation, and some iterations of this task should be performed in MOP 4. As stated before, we are not going to be doing this in MOP 4 today. Standards. Prevent any enemy from locating your element by exercising noise, light, and litter discipline at all times. There are no special conditions. Now that training is complete, we will go over the evaluations and see who passed and who didn't. Okay, so for those that did not pass and need re-evaluation and retraining, it is here tomorrow at the same time, same place, in the same uniform that we had today, with the same equipment. Are there any questions? Okay. I will now be moving on to conducting the AAR portion of this assessment, of this class, excuse me. So, what was supposed to happen today? We were supposed to demonstrate how to exercise noise, light, and litter discipline. What did happen? The class was taught how to exercise noise, light, and litter discipline according to how they were instructed. What went right and what went wrong? So, some things that went right today, everybody passed. They were all goes. So that's good. That means everybody understood the information that they were taught and they could execute it properly. Something that went wrong is somebody had faulty equipment, which led to loss of class time, and it had to be replaced. Another thing is somebody almost tripped and twisted their ankle. So the suggestion is to maybe check the area before we do the class next time a little bit more, or move the class to a safer location next time. Are there any injuries or broken equipment that I don't know about? Okay. Staff Sergeant, we had a 100% pass rate with all goes today. I'm going to finish up my paperwork, and now I am requesting to end the class, Staff Sergeant.